Hi friends, I'm Jana Eubank for Hip Kit Club, and today I'm going to be creating a layout for our mood board challenge using the April 2023 kits along with the October 2022 color kit. Now, if you did not know, in our Hip Kit Club Facebook group, every other week we have a challenge. So I'm going to be using this mood board today to create a layout. Now here I'm just showing you the mood board, and I'm actually going to pull bits and pieces from all of these photos, but mainly the top 3 photos. I was really drawn to the soft purples and pinks of the bicycle photo, as well as all of the flowers spilling out of the bicycle basket and the buckets at the top of the photo. So here I am using some photos of me and my daughters when we went to a play about the Little Mermaid, and I thought these soft purples and blues would be perfect for that. I chose to use this purple background called Handmade from the Hip and Humble collection, and I love the little scattery dots, the soft dots. It kind of reminds me of, like the dots on a trout, something like that, like the fish. And then I thought it would be fun to pull in the periwinkle colors. So these flowers are actually left over from the layout I created in my last video. And so if you want to see how I created those flowers, you can click over to that video. I'll leave a link in the description, but I'll also talk about that a little bit later when we have some more time in the video. But for now, I'll just kind of comment what's happening right now. Now, I chose to put my photos in a column, and then I'm going to have the flowers spill out all around it. I'm trying to take some hints from the topic of my photo, which is the Little Mermaid play, and so I decided to use this black and white scallop paper to the right of my photo column because it reminded me of fish scales. So I'm going to have a piece of that over to the right side, and then I'm going to mat this photo column again with the cornflower cardstock. You can see that I also matted the photos with the Bermuda cardstock on the inside layer of that column. So we'll get that into place, and then I was inspired by the photos at the bottom of the mood board that had the coffee cup. So I'm going to pull in the coffee stain stamp that is a part of the April 2023 kits. And I'm just using some of the 16 candles ink that we received in the color kits and the Pocket Life kits in February and March. It's the perfect color to add these tone-on-tone stamped images to this purple background. So I'm just going to dry fit my scallop paper and my photo column and use that before to kind of position the stamping. I'm also pulling in this text stamp from the embellishment kit. This is a mini 2x2 stamp that is included in the embellishment kit, but we also have a large newsprint one. I believe it's sold out now. I hope you grabbed it, but this is a fun option too. So decided to bring this in because the mood board also had some dictionary paper with a butterfly, so I thought that this would be really fun. So I'm just using these stamps to kind of corner out my design and to just fill it out and add some fun visual texture to this page. So I'll go ahead and keep doing that. Now the periwinkle diamond paper is from the paint box paper, and then the scallop paper is called Memory Diary. I wanted to mention that. So these flowers were created with the October 2022 color kit, and how I used those is I used the layered stencils to add the color to the paper. Then I embossed the outline stamp with white embossing powder. After that, I used water to drop onto those stamped images, and it created this really fun watercolor effect. I am now going back to the main kit, and I'm using some chipboard frames to highlight my photos. Now, the photo in the center actually happened before the play when we went to dinner beforehand, but we decided to go to a sushi restaurant, which we thought was really funny because it kind of matched the whole theme of the Little Mermaid play, right? We were eating fish and then going to see a show about fish, so we thought that was kind of silly. So I used one of the frames to highlight the center photo, even though it happened before the play and the 2 photos at the top and bottom are before and after the play. I liked the way that the colors in the photos balanced out by having those at the top and bottom. I used another chipboard frame cut in half to anchor the flower clusters, and now I'm going to the flower die cuts in the embellishment kit to pull out the black and white florals. I wanted to repeat that black and white color from the scallop paper, and so I'm going to be tucking these in among these colorful flowers that I created using the October 2022 color kit. So I'll just take a minute to do that. I will also come back in later and add in little pieces of the black clear stickers also from the embellishment kit, but for now I'm just going to get these positioned into place. I'm going to be cutting some of them in half and just tucking them in here and there to just fill out these flower clusters. Now I wanted to add some more texture to this page, so I'm going to pull in one of the fabric die cuts from the embellishment kit, just this cute aqua colored measuring tape just to cap off the top of that scallop paper. I'm also looking for a pocket life card that I could use to anchor my title and my journaling. I thought I might use this seafoam colored card because it was the color of the ocean, but after I tried them both out, I decided to go with this coral one that had the paint swash. I felt like it balanced out the pink and peach colors of the flower clusters on the left side of the page, and also it's a fun pop of color that brings your eye right to that title. So in the main kit are these amazing navy chipboard letters, and I'm going to use those to spell out my title today. I'm just sticking them to a clear ruler so that I can position them, and I will place those down. My title is going to be Mermaid Tale, just a little bit of a play on words to go with the topic of my page here. So I'm going to follow the lead of my fellow design team member, Sophie Delorme. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce her last name, so I'm sorry if I didn't do that correctly. But in one of her layouts recently, she used the Nouveau Glacier Mist from the color kit, the April color kit, to change the color or add some shimmer to her chipboard title. So I thought that would be really fun to do here since the sea is shimmery, fishes are shimmery. And so I went ahead and just patted that on to each of the letters using my finger. And then I'm also patting this glacier mist onto the flowers, the larger flowers in the clusters, just to continue that shimmery feel across the page. Here I decided to move the second word of my title over so that I could add more flowers to the right edge of the page. Now I apologize that part of this is out of frame for this video, but hopefully you'll get the idea. I'm just using these flower clusters to continue this spilling out effect of these florals, and they almost look like sea florals, right? Where they're just waving into the scene and kind of waving in the water. So we're gonna cut apart all of these florals. I'm gonna use every little bit that I can and layer together these pieces to create a trailing effect down the right side of the page. I will take a minute to do that, and then I just have like one flower left, so I decided to chop it up into pieces as well, and I'm going to tuck it around the photos and just utilize every last bit of these pretty florals that I created using the October 2022 color kit. After I have these florals glued to the page, I will just flip the page over and use the straight edge of the background paper to trim up all of the flowers. And then any piece that I have left over, I will use that again to tuck into around the photos like I mentioned before. Now that I have all of these flower clusters finished up, I'm going to go back to the flower die cuts in the embellishment kit and pick out the last few black and white florals because I want to continue that feel around the entire page. So here I have a single flower that I found. I'm going to cut it in half and use the two pieces to fill out the top right corner. And then I'm also going to go to the clear stickers of the embellishment kit, and I will be adding in some little branches and leaf stems to continue that black color around these flower clusters. Now the reason I decided to add in this black is because in the mood board there was a black camera, so everything was really soft and sweet and soft and pretty, and the black touches just are something that were inspired by that black camera in the mood board. There was also a clock in the mood board, so I decided to pick out this clock from the main kit die cuts. So I added those there, and then I'm also going to add these bird die cuts to the left of the title, almost like they're flying into the title, just to highlight that a little bit. And then I'm also pulling out the frames. I thought I might add some, not the frames, the labels. So I have this coral colored frame that is again repeating that color from the journal card from the Pocket Life kit. And then I also have that seafoam label. Now I wanted to repeat that coral at the top and bottom of the Pocket Life card, so I just simply cut it in half. I'm going to adjust this one a little bit here so there's more white showing so that I can stamp the date there eventually. And then I'm going to layer that seafoam label to the left of that coral piece. And that caps off the top and bottom of that card and also repeats that aqua color both with the measuring tape at the top and then the label at the bottom. Here's where I'm popping up those bird die cuts, and then I'm going to come back in with the Pocket Life stamps and stamp a few of these prompts. There's a few little prompts on here. This one says the story, so I'm going to add that, and then I will come back in with some typed journaling strips to add all that in, and then there's another prompt that says date. I will go grab the date stamps here from the January Pocket Life kit to finish stamping out that date, which was March 2018. Now here's where I pull in the clear stickers that I keep mentioning, and I'm gonna leave this all in because at first I thought I would add all of these black paint splotch stickers, and so I add those and then I start adding in all of the little branches and leaves. I don't end up liking those paint splotches. I feel like they're too dark for this layout, so I just let the black leaves and flowers be the punch of black on this page. So I'll eventually peel those off camera. The final detail that I will be adding to this page is soft yellow flower centers to each of these flower clusters using the Lemon Twist Nouveau drops that came in the April 2023 kit. I had so much fun using the mood board. I pulled in the soft purple and blue colors from the top photos, and then I used other elements from the other photos to incorporate into this page. I added punches of black because of the black camera that was included. I also did lots of stamping on the background. I did the coffee stain stamp because there was a coffee cup on the mood board. There was that newsprint pattern, so we added in the newsprint stamping, and we even added in the clock die cut. So this challenge goes until June 2nd. Be sure to come join us on the Hip Kit Club Facebook group where you can contribute your layout to the challenge album, and then a random winner will be selected to win a $25 gift certificate to the Hip Kit Club, which how fun would that be? Again, my name is Jana Eubank for Hip Kit Club. We'll see you next time.